Oh, welcome to MagicGatheringStrat, the podcast. I am Brennan, your lovable host. Along with me, as always, are my two co-hosts, Sam, the Vault Boy Hunter. Say hello, Sam.
Hello, everybody out there in the world.
And Dan, the fan of history.
Hello.
Hello indeed. Nothing like the smell of Gauntlet in the morning. It's episode 36. What are we going to talk about? Standard Pauper, our weeks in review. The Pauper Gauntlet. That's right, folks. Pauper Gauntlet is going to be dominating our lives for the foreseeable future. And I think I'm okay with that. Are you guys okay with that?
Yeah, I'm pretty okay with that.
I hope so, because it's unstoppable at this point.
Exactly.
Though MTGO Library tried.
How many pages are there? 3 now?
At about 240 comments. It's a blog spot. It's Google's own blogging thing, but it started to deleting comments, and it's hard to read them. And
what?
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Too many comments. Yeah, you were writing, I was replying, and the answers were just gone. And to actually read the answers that didn't disappear, you had to click load more at the bottom of the page. Even for comments to stuff that was on top of the page. So it is extremely confusing.
That's terrible. Because I put some comments in there today.
I have a second article now with where you can also then submit decks, but deck submission closes in just a few hours, so people won't probably hear this before.
Oh well, I hope I got my submissions in beforehand.
You did. You posted the new one, so you're good.
Well, cool.
I haven't checked today, but we were at 62 decks last night.
Nice. All right. Well, let's talk about the Standard Pauper. Yes, folks. Standard Pauper is still happening. Despite Wizards' best efforts, we still have some results to discuss.
Oh, Standard Pauper happened to you last week.
It sure did. It happened to me right in my face.
It sure did.
Oh, Dan, we'll talk about that in a minute. All right, let's talk about SPDC 3105. This past Sunday, 19 players, 19 reported. 19 players, people. Still going good. Keep it up.
Roberto.
Who loves you, baby? That's right. Coming in at number 1, X per Mr. Roberto Remedio. Boom.
Oh, it's the Demir deck I've been looking for. It's Esper even.
Yep, it is Esper. We'll look at it more closely in a little bit. Coming in second was Rakdos Treason with Sideboard Control Love. S-Flaren, I appreciate you giving us a description like that, but there is a section for notes in your deck. Just throwing it out there. In the top 4 we have Scionic Masses. It's a little much for me this late in the evening. I'm going to have to let that one soak in for a minute. Another one was Rakdos. See? Straight, simple. We get it. And then the top 8 you have Blue-Red Prowess, Red-Green Landfall, more Blue-Red Prowess, and then Greedy Grixis rounds out the top 8. Let's take a look at Mr. Remedio's list. Thank you, sir. What do we have? We have creatures. Sidisi's Faithful. It's a cool card. Sultai Emissary. Palace Familiar. Little card replacement. Volturous Aven. Dutiful Attendant. Nantuko Husk for the Sacrificing. Monastery Lore Master. Salvage Drone. And Sky Spawner. Oh my goodness. Look at all those crazy cards. You have Bone Splitters, which is awesome removal, especially with all those Scions and stuff that you're going to be sacrificing anyway. Altar's Reap, card draw, Treasure Cruise, more card draw, Harsh Sustenance, take advantage of your wide board, Macabre Waltz, and Read the Bones. A land base, as you would expect for being a 3-color deck. It's got swamps, islands, backwater, barrens, plains, Mortuary Mire. That's a handy card. Sideboard, a lot of hate in that sideboard. What do you guys think about this deck that Mr. Roberto put out?
I am surprised he went lower on the Harsh Sustenances.
Yeah, there's only one.
Yeah, and one lore master to get it back.
I think it's awesome. I had him email it to me. I'm going to build it and play around with it a little bit. So, but it's neat. I like it. The Evoker out of the sideboard, is that correct?
Valakut Evoker? Huh.
Yeah.
I may have left one of the old ones. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 15.
The sideboard is all wrong.
Oh, is it the different one? Hold on.
Yeah, there's red cards in that their sideboard.
Oh, that's right. Bathe in Dragonfire. Hold on.
Okay.
Let's pull that up.
Oh, yeah.
Instant editing.
Oh, yes. This was weird. Here, hold on. Doot. I'll fix it in a jiffy. Linda Belcher has me singing stuff now.
Hey, you leave Linda Belcher alone. Linda Belcher never did anything to you.
Who the hell is Linda Belcher?
She's from a TV show that we watch.
Oh.
It's called Bob's Burgers. If you get a chance to watch it, watch it.
It's pretty awesome.
Okay.
Alright, here we go. Sideboard. Disdainful Stroke. Negate. Whisk Away. Harsh Sustenance. Oh, there's 2 more Harsh Sustenances there.
Oh, sweet.
Erase. Tagum Strike. A 1 of? Does that really do it for you, Roberto? What's the 1 of?
Tagum Strike.
I mean, it's really kind of a 2 of.
Because of the rebound?
Yeah, because of the rebound.
Then we have Foul Tongue Shriek, which if you're going wide, it's good. That deck is nice. Macabre Waltz to get back your creatures. And then a Germangler, because we all love the Germangler. Alright. When I set up our presentation for MPDC, it was not over. But thankfully, through the power of technology
And eyeballs.
We have access to MPDC. Let's take a look here. MPDC 3104 today. 16 players, only 11 reported, but it's still today, and it just finished a little while ago. 3 rounds. Was top 8 playoff? I think it was top 4.
Top 4.
Yeah. What do we have? We have You Are Prowess. Zombies Ate My Neighbors, which is Mr. Roberto. Tagum Strike won the finals and the semis. Oh my goodness.
Off of the Antuco husk.
Yeah, crazy.
I still have to look up what Tagum Strike does.
+2/+0?
And unblockable.
And unblockable. Ooh.
4 mana at sorcery speed.
That's wow.
Nasty.
Alright, well cool. Glad that worked. Then you have Rush of Battle and Black-White Warriors. Let's take a look. I think this Prowess deck we've seen before.
I think the Rush of Battle and Black-White Warriors are almost identical.
Yeah. Swiftwater, Jeskai Sage, Treasure Cruise, Bully, Clutch of Currents, Titan Strength, Infectious Bloodlust. That's cool. Looming Spires and Skyline Cascade.
The Bloodlust is real. That card is something else.
cards.
Removal is so bad, so you can get away with stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, has anything changed, Roberto, in this? No, this looks the same.
Zombies ate my name.
Yes, zombies ate my neighbors. Oh, Roberto, you cad. Alright, let's see. What are the Black-White Warriors? Russia Battle by Forley. Oh, 59 cards. Almost all of it is in there. Horde Chief.
What's missing?
Mortuary Mire, Reef Soul, Gideon's Reproach, Mire Malice.
Malice must be really good against control.
Interesting.
Just sit there and turn it on and eventually get it awakened.
Yeah. I like Roberto made a comment in the chat, said unblockable at instant speed doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yes, it does. Shut you.
Hey, wait, declare blockers. But before you declare blockers, I make them unblockable. Ha ha ha, I tricked you.
Oh, you could attack and you could go into attack phase and then they do something and then you do it before blockers have been declared.
Yeah, you could.
I'm not sure why, but...
Hey man, you're being real tricksy at that point. Okay, well there you go, folks. Some interesting stuff happening in the world of standard paper. Alright. Okay, well, let us move on to what happened this week. Sam.
Hello.
Hey Sam. How are you?
Good.
Feeling good? Feeling strong?
Pretty good. Not bad. Pretty
Good.
tired.
Clearly.
Wake up, Sam!
Yes, I remember Zombies Ain't My Neighbors. It's an awesome game. Super Nintendo. So I got Fallout 4, and I've streamed Fallout 4 a couple times, and I probably will some more, maybe a couple nights this week. Probably not until Friday night for sure. Thursday, I'm gonna meet a couple dudes, and we're gonna play some Paper Popper again. This time we're gonna do Paper EDH. Popper Paper EDH.
Wow.
Yeah.
Film it.
I can't film it, but if I could, I would. But I guess you pick an uncommon creature for your commander, and then you build your 99 cards based around it. Let's see, what else have I've done. I just want to build a big collection of Pauper decks now. That's all I want to do in Paper, and never play any other format in Paper ever again.
Why not?
It's a lot of fun. I mean, the decks don't seem to function as well offline for some strange reason. Probably my lack of playing recently. But what else? The Paper deck techs seem to have gotten pretty decent responses, or pretty decent amount of reviews.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were awesome.
It's a good time to get into Paper Pauper because the professor is pushing it and driving prices up. So that's awesome on really old cards. So thanks, Professor. Your legions of followers. And then I played my double standard league thingy against Sportly, and I clocked him out. Which is the best way to win, I think.
That's funny.
There are definitely YouTube commenters that don't agree with you.
It was awesome though. Like, he went into the last match, I had 8 minutes and he had 2. And I was just playing that stupid 1/3 that gains you 3 life when it comes into play for a white and a colorless.
Yeah.
Played like 3 of them. And he was playing Gurmag Anglers, and I was just at like I don't know, I ended up at like 44 life or something before you even started attacking me.
Wow.
So, no, it was a good match. I'm looking forward to the rest of the double sealed. Speaking of which, I heard there was. I figure there was an epic battle between you two nerds. How did that go?
We'll get that in a minute.
Okay.
It's the standard Pauper video for tomorrow on the channel.
Oh, excellent. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, me too. I'm excited to relive it.
Hey, remember when you and I played in the Silver Black League, and then the match was, what was it, 8.5 minutes?
That's true.
Including the introduction. So...
Yeah, we had this long, drawn-out introduction, dance number, choreography.
It was amazing.
It was.
It was the best ever.
Maybe we should have turned the camera on.
Yeah, that would have been fun. I mean, of course, I was wearing a bunny suit, and you were dressed up like Baymax, so...
It was. It was pretty hot.
But you're always wearing the bunny suit.
That's how my wife likes it.
Gotta make the missus happy.
Hey.
Exactly.
Happy wife, happy life.
Oh, but that's it for me. I mean, besides the fact that as soon as we get done with the show, I'm going to play Fallout until I fall asleep. Everything's good.
Yeah, I watched Sam play some Fallout.
Yeah, and the second night, you get a lot of like random stragglers playing a big title game like that.
Mm-hmm.
So they just pop in and watch for a little bit, and I've been just really dirtly. I'm not doing anything like exciting because I don't play the game like that.
Yeah.
Like, but Fabian popped in the second night I streamed, and he just sat there and watched for a while. It was really weird. I was like, "How are you doing, Fabian?" And he's like, "There's no way I could tell you how I'm doing without taking at least 3 hours." Like, okay, man, that's a good answer. So,
all right, bro. Fabian.
But when you watch it, like, you can see the Twitch chat right there on the video because it's just like off on the side of my TV.
Yeah.
So if you guys ever want to just like do a whole bunch of profanity or anything like that, feel free. It's on Hard Nerd Cafe. So awesome. I don't know what we're rating that channel, so I try not to cuss during it. The game is going to cuss, though, so I don't know what I can do about that. But I'm not playing the music, so it doesn't get yanked by YouTube. So
weird. Good. All right. Well, Mr. Dan.
Oh yes.
I know what you've been doing because I've been seeing it.
There's one thing you don't know, actually. I have to mention a fan of history thing.
Oh, what's up?
Because last week I met with a guy that makes videos professionally.
Yeah.
And he wanted to do a documentary and pitch it to TV production companies.
Wow. So
we are doing something on the Stockholm bloodbath. Because we had to look for something that happened in Stockholm so we could film on location. And then it had to be something that people could relate to. And it's when the Danish king slaughters all the nobles of Sweden.
Oh my gosh.
At the same time. Which then leads to the downfall of Danish domination in Sweden.
Wow.
So we are doing that. The Pauper Gauntlet is part of my life now, and it's good to be back. We'll talk more about that. I played the Double League. I am also still in the Silver Black League, and I did take an intentional draw, and I hope it wasn't a mistake in the 6th round. So I ended 4-1-1.
Yeah.
Oh, Roberto ended 4-2.
All right, so I think 4-1-1 will make the top 8, because I had the best tiebreakers of the 12 points players in round 5. But I hope I didn't miscalculate.
All right.
Yeah, I did play Vintage, as you can see on the channel. So now I'm just trying to figure out what the last cards in the workshop deck should be. The Modern League is coming to an end this week with the final match. I am 3-1 in the Modern League.
That's awesome.
What else?
Well, one thing I noticed was those people in the Vintage, there should be some really friendly people in the Vintage queues.
Yes, I think the Vintage community is, they know that they have to welcome anyone who's interested because they want there to be a Vintage community. So I figured they would be friendly.
It's only like 60 players worldwide, so I mean, you guys probably get to be really friendly.
I think there are plenty of more online, but yeah, and I've had problems building a Legacy deck. The point was to build a Legacy deck too, but it turns out that Legacy is more expensive than Vintage if you are a speculator like I am. Because there's a lot of hard cards to find for Legacy, like the cards that aren't really good enough for Vintage and really rare. They are hard to get.
Can you name one just to put something in perspective? Because I'm not.
Snaring Bridge, that's a modern legal card though, but yeah, that has been a problem.
Wow, that's crazy.
Actually, the Legacy Stacks deck is 1,400 tickets.
Oh my god.
How much?
1,400.
Holy crap.
The workshop deck is like 1,000, but then I have the power already.
You could probably buy a standard deck for that much.
Yeah, and then I would have nothing left after 6 months.
Right.
I'm gonna give you another example. Wow, Legacy is wide open. So much different. What else is expensive? Grim Monoliths.
Oh yeah. I see Rishton Port.
City of Traders. No, not City of Traders. Yeah. This doesn't look good. Okay, but my goal is to get into Legacy, but now everything has been like a bit distracted by the Pauper Gauntlet. Also true. Still playing World of Tanks and Heroes of the Storm on Hard Nerd Cafe.
Oh, cool. All right. Well, we will get to the Pauper Gauntlet shortly, folks. I know everybody's anticipating it. My week. Announcements? No real announcements. Be looking for Pauper on the channel every day starting next week. And it really will be every day. There'll be Pauper. Standard Double League. Well, it was an epic battle between Dan and I. And I would like to say that it was a really even match, close matches both times, but that would be lying because it wasn't. Dan played his deck. Let's see. You went with the hexproof, the blue-red.
Yeah.
Blue-red.
Is that your mind?
Yeah, that one. And then I played Dr. Baker's list and came to the conclusion that without Remove Soul or something similar, I have no idea how he got the score, or the not score, the placement he did on that SPDC, because holy crap, holding up my one bone to, my bone to ash or something like that for Dan's one creature, for the hexproof creature, I'm getting my butt kicked by all the other, or the random other creatures he has. Yeah, it was. What's the best I got you? I think I got you to 10 points, and that was about as good as I did.
Yeah, it was crazy. But I think the prowess decks are onto something.
Yeah, there's something good there.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty happy that they mono green. They evergreened prowess.
Yeah.
I really think it's a kind of a fun build around mechanic. So, and they keep printing pretty reasonable creatures with it. So that's pretty good too. Unlike Scry, where it's something with Scry, you automatically add 1 to 7 extra mana. So.
All right. Well, let's see. That's how that went. So I am now 0-2 in the standard Pauper Double League. For the Silver Black Modern League, I went 2-4 and then dropped.
Did you play the Gruul deck all the way?
Yeah. No, I played Gruul deck. Sometimes I played the my Hexproof deck.
All right.
My final match was Hexproof versus Hexproof. It's a race for the lifelink enchantment.
Yes.
Yeah, and it ended exactly how you think it would.
Somebody found the lifelink enchantment.
Yep, he got his first. So, there you go. That's it.
Yeah.
It's
I
over.
went 1-1 with Hexproof and still undefeated with Tron.
Wow. Yeah, I probably should have put together a different deck, but I don't know. The Gruul one was fun. Hexproof was fun. So, why not? Had a good time. Clearly did not make top 8. Deck updates. Much like Sam, I am also putting together a bunch of paper Pauper decks. I just finished the cards. I traded for most of them, but I ordered the stragglers for 8 decks. Those 8 decks include... Let me pull them up here on the screen. Give me just a shake if I'm going to talk about them. You may as well see them.
No.
Yes.
It's too long.
You're going to look at it.
Wow. That got really funky really quick.
Let's look at it.
Look at it.
I'm looking.
Okay. Azorius Kitty.
Sweet.
I will have that shortly. I already have Illusory Tricks and Mono Black Land Destruction. Already have them. Pauper Goblins, although this really isn't a goblin deck, but Dan's going to call it a goblin deck. I mean, there's a lot of goblins in there.
Yeah, it looks pretty goblin-y to me.
This was JPH's entry.
Where are the sack goblins?
He managed to not only submit a lot of decks for the Gauntlet, but also to steal the captainship of goblins.
Crazy.
That is a weird goblin build.
It's very Jack.
Oh yeah. This is I've done so well with his decks in the past. I don't know if he writes them. Oh yeah. FYI, I'm using this instead of Pyroblast because
they're common in paper.
Yes, they're common in paper, so that's what I'm using.
And the Pyroblasts are like $1 million because they're a little bit better functionality wise. So
only slightly in corner cases.
Yeah, but
what's the difference?
The wording
thing, yeah.
Like it's the whole if clause in there. It says counter target blue spell or destroy target blue in permanent. Pyroblast says counter target spell if it is blue.
Okay, so if it changes color between casting and resolution.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's corner at best.
Yeah, that's on the corner.
Yeah. The only things I think Vintage and maybe Legacy worry about. Okay. Pig Trinket version 2. I have to say, I was proud of myself. I had this exactly as the new version, except I did not have Nature's Claims in mind. Like the sideboard. I had picked it apart what Power T had changed it. So I was proud of myself.
I'm gonna get the cards to make my Demiri Trinket into Pig Trinket. So I'll have both decks because, you know, they're based around the same idea.
Right.
I want to play Pig Trinket now because I think it looks like a blast.
Oh, it's awesome. It's a great deck. I also have Rugtron. I'll tell you what. Ancient Stirrings and Chromatic Stars. I had to trade some serious cards to get those. That's insane. Look at that. A $2.59 common and a $3.67 common. What? And it's been reprinted
twice. It's going to make me so angry to have to buy those, but I'm going to have to buy them.
I did. I traded.
Are they the Mirrodin cards? Chromatic Stars?
No.
They're the Time Spiral and 10th edition.
Yep. Only Time Spiral common, 10th edition uncommon.
And they're just stupid expensive for some. Well, because they're, 2 sets worth of printings. Of course they're expensive.
Right. Oh, well. And everybody uses them. I already had the Urza's lands. So there you go. And Tortured Toolbox, Sam's deck. Got that. That looks fun.
It's so beautiful.
And then my personal favorite, and I had to spend a little bit on this one because, I already had the Gataxians, but Lotus Petals I didn't have any of, and Manamorphose I did not have any of, and those are expensive.
It's in the Pauper Gauntlet now, too.
Oh, it is? Did Tobias send it?
Yes.
All right. Yay, Tobias. So happy.
This is an awesome deck.
Oh, tell me about it. I owned 2 Pyroblast. So I put them in this deck, but everything else is Red Elemental Blast. Oh my god, my cats are freaking out. Alright. And here's the ones I might get depending on how well they do in the gauntlet. Bant Fog, Rebel Grind, Cyborgs, Bava's Leech's deck, which is at the top actually. I already have Pauper Slivers. I don't know why that's down there. Or I have traditional Slivers. Pauper Slivers was the Bant one. And then the Wind and the Willows.
A pretty great name.
It is.
I was trying to get Brennan to do the Turbo Kitty Zoo deck, but he was scared of Quasali Pride Mages.
I'm not buying Quasali Pride Mages or Nettle Sentinels.
Right. Nettle Sentinels are surprisingly expensive.
Like $5.
Yeah, those.
They're pretty expensive online too.
Yeah.
It's one of my go-to cards for speculation on Magic Online. You can buy them low and sell them high, like twice a year.
For the flashbacks?
No, they drop randomly as well.
Really?
But when they flashback, it's Christmas.
Wow. That's pretty awesome. All right. Well, that's it for me. Look at this. Ooh, graphics. That's right, Pauper Gauntlet, brought to you by MTGO Tickets. This is the 3rd season. Dan, what would you like to say about the Gauntlet?
Well, the most confusing submission so far is a deck actually called the Pauper Gauntlet. So that will be really confusing. Just the title, so Pauper Gauntlet, Season 3, Round 1, Pauper Gauntlet.
I think you're being trolled very eloquently.
Yeah, we have 62 decks right now. I have set a target number. Deck submission closes in 7 hours. There will be a vote tomorrow on Wednesday for all the decks on hold. They will be, depending on how many good submissions I have, I will decide how many of those decks get in on the vote. But I'm setting the target number at 78 decks, so we have 1 more than last year.
Sounds good.
I can briefly talk about some decks that got in.
Sure.
I think we had 30 last week. So we have Death Control. There's no more Mono Black decks, Dimir decks, or Sultai decks, please. So we have a Mono Black control deck without creatures.
Yeah.
We have a Mono Black list that drains a lot. Pretty much just corrupt and drains.
Yeah.
We have a mono black control deck. We have the blue flyers deck, blue Bichinyu.
All right.
Sort of Delver without spells.
Delver without spells.
Yeah, Delver with just creatures, just flyers.
Wow.
Like 32 creatures or something. We have a mono blue control list. For some reason, mono blue control is nowhere to be seen in Pauper right now. It used to be one of the tier 1 decks. That's more controlish Delver with just Delvers and Spire Golems and counter spells. We have an Elves list. We have a mono green tokens list. We have cyborgs that you mentioned.
Yep.
And the Pauper Gauntlet, both the white weenie decks from JPH Snake. We have a white heroes deck featuring Heroic. Shout out to Theros. We have a tokens white weenie list, and that's the best white weenie list right now. We have Counter Kitty. Azorius Kitty is not in the Pauper Gauntlet because it has evolved into Counter Kitty.
Oh yeah, I saw Power T's list. Interesting.
Yeah. Because he felt that other decks had evolved to a point where Azorius Kitty couldn't stand up to them. So he went the extra mile.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
We have that Rustic Tron deck. I think we discussed that last week.
Oh, the one that you have to rethink the way you play.
Yes.
Good luck with that, Dan.
Power T did not submit Trinket because he feels that it has evolved into Pig Trinket. But Sam did. So Trinket is in.
Did Bugs and Pigs get submitted? So are all 3 of them in?
Yeah, it's a sort of a whole family. It's mom, dad, and the love child. Trinket has the best sideboard plan still, and I have a hard time saying no to good sideboard plans.
I hear you.
Project X is in, also a Sam submission.
I couldn't resist. It's such a fun deck.
There's a Tortured Madness deck, combining then Tortured Existence and Madness. Suicide is Painless, also Golgari deck.
Boom, boom, boom. I guess they're.
I maybe let in too many land destruction decks because land destruction is fun. So there is one on hold as well, but I have a red-green Crusher deck that just destroys land and play Crushers.
Seems fair.
There is a red-green Landfall deck because we had to have a Battle for Zendikar deck. We got the Eggs deck.
Yay, eggs.
Spiteful Leeches, as we discussed earlier, from Bawa.
That is very cool.
Gary Busey, also land destruction deck. Land destruction flashback deck from Power T. And then we have a Rakdos deck called Pauper Nightmare. It's pretty much a Rakdos control deck.
Okay.
There is a Celestia flash deck featuring only creatures that can be played as instants. So the whole deck plays at the end step.
Wait, Celestia flash or Azorius flash?
It's Celestia.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, ambush wipers and stuff, I think.
Huh.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that was original enough to get in. And What? David Schaffer in the chat.
David Schaffer?
Yeah. What? What?
Seriously?
Yeah, Schaffer Waffa 5.
What is up, man? Been a long time.
Yeah. Okay, then we have Love Train.
Ooh.
For the 3rd year in a row.
Everybody
we have
ride the train.
A Simic Madness list. Sorry?
Everybody ride the train.
Yeah. We have a Simic Madness list. Then we have an Absan Grindhouse deck, which is supposed to take grinding to a new level.
Wow, okay.
But I wonder if it can be grinded as hard as the Rustic Tron deck.
That Rustic Tron.
No!
Oh!
No, Shafa wants to make sure one land spy gets into the gauntlet.
I may have submitted it today. I did submit it today.
No!
I submitted it, but that doesn't mean that you have to take it. But I put it up. I put it up.
It might fall into the vote category. We have 2 banned decks. Only one deck from the Pauper Brewers Cup, which I feel is a little bit sad, but it's banned Sword and Shield, the runner-up.
Okay.
I think, from the Brewers Cup. Then we have banned Fog, of course. From Piracore, with great instructions, so maybe I can do it justice.
Yeah, that's like I said. I like that deck so much. It's on the bubble. As far as ones I might actually purchase in paper.
Okay. We have a Crocayand deck because everybody loves Crocayand. There is a Kuldortha Mardu list. So one of those kitty decks. Mardu kitty.
Mardu kitty.
And then we have Bug Proliferators featuring +1 counters. I think we have 2 lists with +1 counters just because that has been a theme of late.
Yeah.
The Evil Allies.
Oh, that got updated today, didn't it?
That might have happened. I haven't looked today.
Oh, okay, I think he updated it today.
All right. And one thing that's really missing from this year are Blastoderms. What the hell? There is a song about Blastoderms.
How are we going to hear the song if there's no Blastoderms in the decks?
Well, no, I mean...
Roberto submitted a Landoderm deck.
Turbo Kitty's Zoo deck has 3 Blastoderms in it, so you got
there is a Sultai Del list and Turbo Exhume then. So I expect there to be a couple of more decks now today. I'm gonna look at it once deck submission closes.
You should go look now and disapprove everything that I submitted.
I submitted Bant Slivers, Dan, with a somewhat of a... It has, marginal sideboard plan. But I also submitted regular Selesnya Slivers with a much more extensive, though possibly a bit outdated sideboard plan. But there's a lot there.
Why would you go 3 colors with slivers? That sounds like suicidal.
It's only... You only splash, you only have 1 island, and you're only splashing... Oh, you have Gemhide Sliver. And you're splashing for, oh gosh, that blue card. Draw a card for every creature of a name.
Oh, Distant Melody.
Distant Melody, yeah.
Okay, well, that's the one card you might splash for.
Yeah. It is the
so
only
if we happen
blue.
to go over 78 decks, I won't cry. As round 2 is only the decks that lost in round 1. That cuts a lot of matches from the gauntlet, so I think we could go a bit higher than 78.
Ooh. That'd be cool.
So yeah, it seems like a fun gauntlet. Some decks are notoriously missing.
It seems like
such as Delver.
Yeah, I mean, is it? Do you think it's a symptom of people are tired of seeing it? And they're like, well, why do I want to watch that deck again? I've been watching it for the past 5 years.
So Delver was... I put it in the gauntlet in the first 2 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe people are like, of course Delver will be there.
Oh, I see what you're saying. They're just assuming someone's already done it.
I also managed to find... Sorry, Sam, go ahead.
Are you going to submit it if nobody submits it?
No, I will not submit any deck this year.
Okay. Because I feel like it's not a real gauntlet without Delver.
And it's not only Delver. There are more, like... decks on Goldfish that are not in the Gauntlet.
Is Delver Fiend submitted yet? I don't think I heard you say it.
No.
Wow, no Delver Fiend? That's nuts.
But if they don't get submitted in 7 hours, I will take it as the will of the people. And they won't be in there.
Okay.
I know some people wanted the Gauntlet to be just rogue decks, but I think the definition is so hard.
Yeah.
To define what's a rogue deck. It's better if it showcases the entire spectrum of Pauper.
I agree.
I did manage to find captains for all the top 10 decks, except familiars. So familiars might be in danger of playing the old list.
Okay.
And to repeat, the top 10 decks are Affinity, Bugs and Pigs, Burn, Exhume Control, Familiars, Goblins, Green One, which will open the Gauntlet on Sunday. Mono Red Heroic,
people.
Rebel Grind, and Stompy. Stompy won Season 2 of the Pauper Gauntlet, with Burn as the runner-up.
Stompy was fun.
Yeah, Stompy is nice.
I do like it.
So, and I don't know if there's no Rugtron deck as well.
Nobody submitted Rectron yet?
Wow.
There is no Angler Delver.
Wow. People, I'm shocked. Shocked, I tell you.
I did this year also when I got the submissions. I got a lot of Dimir control decks and teachings decks, for example, and they were quite different from each other. But then I figured that if we should have a large number of decks in the Gauntlet, we should perhaps prioritize decks that don't take an hour to play.
Right.
So they are represented, but no more of those.
That's also why when I was I'm building a stockpile of Pauper decks to take to nerd parties that I go to.
All right.
And things I don't want are Delver and also Familiars.
Yeah, Familiars will make people never play Pauper.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm trying to just have all these crazy fun decks, which is why I haven't already bought Bant Fog, because that's another one that, though it is interesting, it makes people hate you.
It pisses people off.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Iset Tron deck that featured Cloud of Fairies also would be quite scary.
Yeah, I don't believe...
Kabuchon? Yeah.
Charging Badger deck. No, Roberto. There's no Charging Badger decks.
No. Hey, that was only for the standard Pauper Gauntlet. God darn it. That was my deck. Mine.
Yeah, Charging Badger.
So a couple of days left, and then we start playing a lot of Pauper. A reminder, most of the videos will be on MagicGatheringStrat 2, so make sure you subscribe to that other channel.
I think I only saw like 700 people subscribe to it, or is it even that much?
70, I think.
Oh, 70. Wow, I thought it was 700. Oh my goodness. People, get out there and subscribe to it. You're going to want to see this. It's got all kinds of content out there already.
We'll do one video per day on the main channel from the Pauper Gauntlet, and at some point, perhaps in around 6 or 7, those will be all the videos. But before that, a lot of the videos will go to MagicGatheringStrat 2.
Yep. Well, okay.
Yeah, so what I will do is that I every day will decide which video is the best, and I will post it to the main channel.
I like that idea and fully support it. Now, people, just so you know, Dan is going to be super busy with all these videos he has to make every day. So when he puts one up on the channel, it's not going to have the same intro and exit. So
yeah,
you don't have to comment. I know.
I have to try to reduce administration as much as possible. Also, brewers, if you have any additional information on your deck, put it on the deck page. Because before every match, I will look at the deck page and sort of read your instructions. Please add mulligan instructions as well, because that will help your deck a lot. But don't give me information any other way, because I will have forgotten it by the time I start playing. So the deck webpage is the place. Also, that for everyone else interested in the decks, there will be a lot of people just reading Pauper decks. I think we had over 10,000 views on the deck list from last year.
Yeah.
So those web pages are for everybody. So please make them nice. Also, I see people are commenting on the deck pages themselves. So check your brews for comments.
Cool.
Yeah, and you can, of course, you can't change the deck after today. But you can, of course, change the instructions, adjust the sideboard plan, but not change the sideboard. So we don't lose a lot of time changing decks, because that's horrible.
Yeah, that's like an extra week last year. You know, it was crazy.
Yeah, well, unless there's bannings,
that's why we started after Battle for Sunnyflower. I will be summarizing the gauntlet every week on MTGO Library. There might be something on MagicGatheringStrat as well, so you can keep track of it.
Sounds good.
But
to
these
me.
first rounds will be very confusing. It will just be.
Now I know Dan keeps extensive Excel page notes on his deck's performances.
Not all of them, but maybe 30 of them.
Wow. That's not bad.
The deck. It's all the decks that I would consider playing in a tournament, pretty much.
That's still pretty good, man.
Yeah, it's another massive Excel sheet.
Well, cool. I like Excel sheets. I like PowerPoints. As everyone who's watching this probably knows.
One more word about sideboard plans, because some sideboard plans are really bad. So the main reason I'm asking so much for sideboard plans is that I need to know what to take out. That's the hard part. I can figure out what to bring in for a matchup, but what to take out is really hard. That's why we need the plans. And we're playing the first 2 rounds in the Just for Fun rooms. We can run into anything, so you have to put a lot of different decks in the sideboard plan. And general categories are good as well. So random aggro deck, what do you do? Random control deck, what do you do?
Right.
Creatureless decks, stuff like that.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but all I want to do now is really start playing.
Well, Dan, I wish you all the best luck, and I'm glad that I have some control over the YouTube site, so I can see stuff before other people do. That's always fun. All right. Well, I guess.
Hey, one more thing. That will happen before next show.
Sure.
On Sunday, on the 22nd. Is it the 22nd? Yes.
Yes, 22nd.
The deck lists will go up. The full article with all the deck lists. And
that's beautiful.
It goes up, I think, 9 in the morning, my time, GMT +1. And as soon as it's up, you have one chance to grab the deck you want as the champion.
Nice.
So you pick the deck you think will win. And if you pick the right deck, the deck that eventually wins, you will get 100 bot credits from MTGO tickets.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's a lot more than Season 1 and Season 2. So
That is for real money right there.
Yes, and last year, decks were still getting picked when we were in round 6.
Gosh, that's crazy.
So just check the comments and see what deck is not taken.
Right.
I fully expect Stompy to be picked first after my performance with it last year, because I went 12-0.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Stompy's good, though. Stompy's good.
Yeah, and Stompy is one of the decks I have had most practice with.
As you know, Dan, practice makes perfect. So.
Yeah, and there are many things in the gauntlet that are not fair, and that's one thing. But whatever happens in the gauntlet happens in the gauntlet. So if your deck is super complicated and it made the gauntlet, make sure you write extensive instructions.
Except for One Land Spy, which is no sideboard. You just play it.
Yeah.
Oh, One Land Spy. I think the Rhystic Tron deck will be worse than One Land Spy.
How? I'm not. I guess I just have never really laid eyes on the Rhystic Tron deck. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah,
because Obsen considered that playing teachings is like super simple compared to play Rhystic Tron. Those were his 2 submitted decks.
Wow. Okay. Well, all right. I guess it's going to bring us to the end. MagicGatheringStrat.com is the place to go. Also, YouTube/MagicGatheringStrat to keep up with all of the Pauper Gauntlet things and Magic Gathering Strat 2. Don't forget that.
Maybe you should put Magic Gathering Strat 2 on that slide.
Yeah, I probably will. I will need to be reminded after the show.
Okay, I'll try to do that.
Okay. Patreon.com/MagicGatheringStrat to support all of this content and all of Dan's super hard work that he's about to put in for nothing more than your entertainment. Twitter @MagicGathStrat to be updated because neat thing about Twitter. Okay. One of the things we found out is with YouTube, when we did a whole lot of updates on YouTube, YouTube was sending out emails to people and people got mad at the emails, so they unsubscribed from us instead of modifying their email settings. Whatever. Twitter will update you when Magic Gathering Strat 2 and original Magic Gathering Strat upload or have videos available. So if you're totally into it, just watch those Twitter feeds and you will definitely get updated for when new videos show up. Also, if you want to follow me, @Cerulean Says Hi, and Sam is @SPO7677, and Dan the Man is @Dan Horning. So, Facebook.com/MagicGatheringStrat will also keep you up to date. Please like and subscribe. It really does help us out. I know it's hard to believe, but those button clicks actually matter. Also, now on iTunes, you can listen to this on your phone. Oh, and when Google puts out its new iTunes
when is
clone, I don't know, soon-ish. But yeah, when that happens, we'll be on there as well. So I will put, when that happens, I'll definitely add that to this little section because that'll be the iTunes for Android. So there you go, folks. I guess that's it for this week. I am Brennan.
I'm Sam, and I love you all.
I'm Dan, and I love you all. And I love Pauper. I want to play Pauper now.
Play it. And this has been the Magic Gathering Strat Show.
That felt short.
It was an hour.
Okay, so what I'm doing right now,
Yeah.
Dan, is I'm submitting gaps in submission just to get decks out there. I'm not doing sideboard plans yet, but if you select them, I'll write them up. Like
going to refuse them if there are no sideboard plans.
Huh?
He's going to refuse it. He needs sideboard plans now.
The problem with it is
1 p.m.
I want Rutron and stuff in there, but I can't write a sideboard plan tonight. So if you're telling me it's pointless, I won't post it, but, like, I have the decks built that I can put on the tap down and then put up real quick.
What I can do is that I can send you my sideboard plans and see if you can do one from them. But the sideboards are probably not the same.
No, probably not. But, I mean, if you pick any of them, like, I already have to write one for Turbo Kitty Zoo. So if you pick any of the other ones I put up, I'll just write up quick plans because I'm good at it now. I did like 14 or 15 last year, so I got really used to it. So
yeah, I'll send you mine for Delver, Delver Fiend, and Tron.